morning. What's up? So, today we have the lovely, beautiful Hailey in Bookland, and I am so excited. I figured we would do something a little more upbeat and dealing with 2022 for the Bookish because I'm up to date on Bookish stuff than I am on any of my other content besides my entertainment. But, that can be absolutely anything. So, with that being said, here are, what is this called? 60... all of the 60 plus books coming out in 2022 that I pre-ordered, and this is from Hailey in Bookland. You guys ready? I'm excited. Here we go. This one, girl, please do not copyright content me. I'm getting your name out there. You're one of my top 5 favorite booktubers. So let's go.
Hey everyone, it's Hailey, and today is Bookmas Day 27, so I'm going to be...
Oh wow, this is from Bookmas. Technical difficulty, sorry. It was on the little longer side too, just so you guys know.
next is blah 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 because we'll be here forever. I will say first though, because I feel like that makes sense. So first is Bet on It by Jodie Slaughter. This is about a
and there's my internet.
Girl who meets her favorite bingo buddy's semi-estranged grandson, and this is an interesting way to start, but the two of them end up making a bingo-based sex pact to try and keep things between them under control. That's literally all I got from the synopsis, so very intrigued. Anatomy by Nina Schwartz. This is a gothic tale full of mystery and romance following a willful female surgeon, a resurrection man who sells bodies for a living, and the buried secrets they must uncover together. So this is Ever After by F.T. Lukens. This is a fantasy about what happens after the chosen one wins the kingdom, but has to get married to keep it and to stay alive. So it's Carry On meets Arthurian legend. Arthurian? Arthurian. I don't know what happened there. Some mistakes were made by Kristen Dwyer. This is about two friends who were torn apart after a move, and they haven't spoken since. They were inseparable, and now they haven't spoken in a year, but the one friend ends up coming back, and they are forced to deal with a lot of the heartbreak and struggles that the two of them had when they separated. This Vicious Grace by Emily Theed. This is about a character who has the ability to magnify her partner's powers, but it hasn't really worked out that way. Instead, it has been 3 weddings and 3 funerals, and her island home is about to be devoured by demons, which is obviously pretty problematic. So she ends up hiring a personal bodyguard who actually might be the only key to survival. Sophie and the Bone Song by Adrienne Tooley. This is a queer fantasy about a young musician who is setting out to expose her rival for illegal use of magic, but she...
I don't know what it is, but I just cannot get on there with, like, anything that has the word bone in it. And I've noticed she does a lot of, like, rom-com, not fancy, but, like, rom-com romancy stuff. So, maybe this will be the year that I get into the whole romance aspect books.
Family, A Kitchen Reno, Amy Lee. This is a gym nemesis romance. So this guy keeps on stealing the main character's favorite squat rack, and, you know, it's little enemies to lovers in there. American Royalty by Tracy Livesay. This is about a prince who wants to live out of the...
Again, I'm not into the royalty aspect of anything. I'm trying to get through The Crown, and I'm trying to get through the selection, and it's such a difficult time. And then, like, covers like that just, like, deter me completely. I don't know what it is. I'm so weird. Feel free if you want to know the actual synopsises of these books. Again, the Sunbearer Trials, it doesn't speak to me at all. It doesn't speak any volumes whatsoever. The cover does not bring me in. The title doesn't bring me in. It pushes me away, if anything.
Bake It by Jamie Wesley. This is about a reality star and a cupcake baking football player who pretend to have a relationship to save his failing bakery. Oh, I love it already. Meet Me in the Margins by Melissa Ferguson. This is about an editor at a publishing house that only really publishes like literary fiction, that kind of uppity sort of thing. And she actually has a secret, which is that she is writing a romance novel. She ends up forgetting her manuscript somewhere at work, and then someone actually edits it and leaves notes in the margins. So she's trying to figure out who her anonymous editor is. Tokyo Dreaming by Emiko Jean. This is, of course, the sequel to Tokyo Ever After, and I'm really excited about it, which is essentially Princess Diaries, but in Japan. Salam with Love by Sarah Sharaf Beg. This story follows Dua as she spends the month of Ramadan making some unexpected discoveries about faith, family, and first love. Trouble Girls by Julia Lynn Rubin. This is described as a queer YA Me Too reimagining of Thelma and Louise with the aesthetic of Riverdale. The Romantic Agenda by Claire Kahn. I need to read this one, I'm sorry, because it's a lot, but it's a tangled web of romance. So we have the main character who is asexual, her name's Joy, and she's in love with Malcolm. And Malcolm likes Summer, and Summer is in love with Love, and Fox is Summer's ex-boyfriend. So it's just going to be, from my understanding, like a romantic, lots of things happening. Ophelia, After All by Raquel Marie. But this book follows a teen girl as she navigates the end of high school, friendship.
Build your brand online with a...
Everybody loves Ophelia Ever After, and I don't understand it. I mean, it looks alright, but it just doesn't speak to me. I'm more of the thriller, romance, like, I don't know. I like the cutesy, bright colored covers, but Ophelia Ever After just... I've seen one of the other Ophelia books, and I'm just like, it doesn't really... I don't want to do it, you know? So I don't know what's going on there with me. I'm weird, I know. We'll take this moment right now. If you guys like what you're seeing so far, go ahead and comment down below. If you have any bookish things you want me to react to, I can definitely do that as well. This is not just going to be a reaction channel. I'm still going to be doing my book hauls. This one.
Second chances. And it follows the main character as she returns to her home to uncover the truth about her sister's disappearance. Four Aunties and a Wedding by Jessie Q.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, and if you guys share the same kind of taste as I do in books, go ahead and like this video as well. I'm on the road to 1,000 subs at least. We're at 864, I think. So if you know anybody that's into bookish content, things like that, and would love to know the 2022 releases, they're not the release dates, but, you know, just share this video, like this video, follow me. That would be great too. So, yeah.
Forest. This is a star-crossed love story about not just will they, won't they, but why can't they? Dun, dun, dun. Sometime in Summer by Katrina Leno. This book is a tender love letter to books and summertime with a touch of magic. With and Without You by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broca. This latest YA love story by this romance author duo who actually is a couple themselves, but they are now writing a story about a long-distance relationship, which is really cool because I've never seen that, and it is inspired by their own romantic history. Our Crooked Hearts by Melissa Albert. This is a
I have this one already. I got it from NetGalley because I need to review it. It comes out in April or March, I believe.
This is set in 1867, and it follows a 15-year-old girl who disguises herself as a boy and embarks on a journey from China to America to work on the Transcontinental Railroad. The Red Palace by June Her. This is set in 17...
I don't know, things like that just don't interest me. It sounds like a Mulan retelling, honestly. The whole, disguise yourself as a guy type thing and all that other stuff. But anymore, like, now you have to be careful of pronouns, so I totally missed a piece of hair. I'm so tired.
Yeah, Bellefleur. This is a queer rom-com about two best friends who might just be each other's second chance at love. Ooh. I'm already excited. See You Yesterday by Rachel Lynn Solomon, which I now realize is not a sequel to Today, Tonight, Tomorrow. The cover just looks so similar, so I didn't realize that. This book, however, is a magical romance about a teen girl who is forced to keep on reliving her disastrous first day of college. And while she's stuck in this time loop, she discovers that actually her arch nemesis is stuck in the time loop with her. Hotel Magnifique by Emily J. Taylor. This is about a magical hotel and a girl who ends up discovering the dark secrets that it's hiding. Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is about a by-the-book literary agent who must decide if it's worth changing her entire life for love. I Must Betray You by Rita Sepetys. This book is set in 1989 in Romania.
I also have this one. This one's on the Bookish First forum, on bookishfirst.com. It's on the forum to borrow if you're interested.
Of betraying everyone that they know or using a position of power that they found themselves in to try and help those that they love. One True Loves by Elise Bryan. This is a YA rom-com full of
that's not to be mistaken with Taylor Jenkins Reid's One True Loves. Just saying.
Back pain, and then she ends up suffering from this career-ending injury, and this guy who loves a bunch of sports, he decides to play matchmaker with her and try and find a sport that works for her, that she can love, and get back into being active again. Kiss and Tell by Adib Khorram. This is about a boy band star and his first breakup and his first rebound, and what it means to be queer in the public eye. Love from Scratch by Caitlin Hill. This is about a girl who takes an internship, and this internship also has the opportunity to...
I'm the cliche. I'm not the cliche, actually. I'm not a fan of baking aspects in romance novels. Just saying.
Actually, it's just a cooking battle. The Rumor Game by Danielle Clayton and Sona Chairai-Potra. This book is really about how rumors can fly and change things, and it is set at a boarding school for DC's elite children. Not a boarding school, it's just a private school. I mixed that up. I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. This is a YA rom-com about chasing down what you need, only to find what you want. All That's Left in the World by Eric J. Brown. This is a survival story set in a post-apocalyptic world where two boys, they have lost everyone, but they are somehow drawn to each other and able to trust each other despite everything. Echoes and Empires by Morgan Rhodes. This is about a snarky 17-year-old who must team up with an enigmatic criminal to cure herself of dangerous forbidden magic. I'm just going to read the rest because I realized how many I have left and I've already been filming for so long, so I apologize. The Bone Spindle by Leslie Vader. This is Indiana Jones meets Sleeping Beauty in a thrilling lesbian fairy tale retelling. Right Where I Left You by Julian Winters, which is a geeky best friends to lovers romance. That sounds great. Violet Made of Thorns by Gina Chen. This is about a morally gray witch and a cursed prince and a prophecy that ignites their fate-twisted destinies. My Sister's Big Fat Indian Wedding by Sajni Patel. This is a fresh, witty rom-com romp set against the backdrop of a high-profile music competition and a riotous Indian wedding. That sounds awesome. I think I just said that like a couple times ago, but honestly, all these books sound so good. The Roughest Draft, which is also by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund, broke up, but this is actually their first adult romance. And this is about they were co-writing literary darlings until they hit a plot hole that turned their life upside down. And now they need to write a romance novel together again. Dun, dun, dun. Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pan, which is a Romeo and Juliet retelling meets Chinese mythology. Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon as well, so she also has 2 books coming out this year. Wow. But this is an adult romance, and it's about a TV meteorologist and a sports reporter who scheme to reunite their divorced bosses with unforecasted results. All My Rage by Saba Tahir is a heart-wrenching contemporary about family and forgiveness forgiveness, love and loss in a sweeping story that crosses generations and continents. Blood Scion by Deborah Fillet. This follows a descendant of ancient gods who rises through the ranks and gains strength, but in doing so, risks losing herself and becoming the monster she abhors. Bloodmarked by Tracy Dion is, of course, the sequel to Legendborn, so really excited about that one. The Ivory Key by Akshaya Rahman. This is about magic, which is a prized resource and the only thing between peace and war. When magic runs out, four estranged royal siblings must find a new source before their country is swallowed by invading forces. And this is actually an Indian-inspired fantasy. Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan. This is inspired by the legend of the Chinese moon goddess, in which a young woman's quest to free her mother pits her against the most powerful immortal in the realm. This Woven Kingdom by Tahara Mafi is inspired by Persian mythology and
I am Loki of Asgard, and you will regret this. When you picked up...
You know what?
You broke the timeline.
When you hit the mute button and it does not mute. Sorry. We're almost done.
And it features clashing empires, forbidden romance, and a long-forgotten queen destined to save her people. And it's supposed to be an epic romantic fantasy. The Lost Dreamer by Liz Huarta. This is inspired by ancient Mesoamerica, and you are introduced to a lineage of seers defiantly resisting the shifting patriarchal state that would see them destroyed. A Thousand Steps Into Night by Tracy Chi is a Japanese-influenced fantasy that is brimming with demons, adventure, and plans gone awry. When You Get the Chance by Emma Lord, I was kind of like, I was interested in this book because I have read her other two books, but this one just seems so cool because it is a gender-bent Mamma Mia, and I love Mamma Mia. So the main character, Millie, she dreams of being a Broadway star, and she's trying to find out who her mom is, and there's 3 different candidates. She finds the live journal of her father, and then tries to find who her mother is. Oh, I'm so excited for that one. You Truly Assumed by Layla Sabrine. So after a terrorist attack rocks America and anti-Islamic sentiment stirs, 3 Black Muslim girls create a space where they can shatter assumptions and share truths. A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy I. Lin. This is about a girl who unknowingly brewed poison tea that killed her mother and now threatens to take her sister as well. So she ends up entering a competition to find the kingdom's greatest master of the ancient and magical art of tea making. Master of Iron by Trisha Levenseller is the conclusion to the Blade of Secrets. The Bladesmith duology is what it's called, but it is the sequel to Blade of Secrets. My Imaginary Mary by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. This is the latest in the My Lady Jane, that sort of series, except now it's Mary's, but this is an electric, poetic, and almost historical tale of Mary Shelley. The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axio is about a homeland that it's been cursed by the sea god, and they try to appease the sea god by offering a true bride, and the main character's brother's bride is going to be the next one. So the main character ends up throwing herself in that other girl. I don't know, there's so many words trying to describe it, but that other girl's place. We're on the last 2. I'm sorry that I read the last few, but it's been a long time. But I will be giving you guys further synopsises for some of these books that are on my most anticipated and such videos. Always Jane by Jen Bennett. This is about a chauffeur's daughter who finds herself in the middle of a love triangle with the signs of her boss's wealthy next door neighbors. And finally, Love Boat Reunion by Abigail Hing Wen. This is the companion to Love Boat Taipei, which I read last year, and actually no, it was the year before, wasn't it? When did I read that book? It's been a long time, but I really enjoyed that book when I did read it, and this is actually following Sophie and Xavier as they reconnect and rewrite their own futures. Okay, so that was a super long list, but I hope it gave you an idea of some of...
All right, so that being